Hi guys. So this week we've been looking at a lot of area, specifically with area of triangles. We haven't done that a lot before. So I wanted to make sure I made a video in case you had missed office hours or in case you needed a little bit of review. So in this video, we're going to look at area of triangles. There are two different types of triangles we're going to look at. We're going to look at right triangles like this one here in this first problem, and we're going to look at non-right triangles, which I'll point out when we get to them. So the important thing to remember about finding area of triangles is that we need two measurements to do this. We need the base and we need the height. And earlier this week we looked at this a little bit, but the easiest way to find the base and the height is to look for the right angle. Base and height always intersect at a right angle. That third link they give you in some of these problems is just a distractor. So in this problem, for example, our 6 is on the bottom and it's perpendicular to the 8. So you can see them here and here. But this 10 over here is not part of the base and height. It's actually called the hypotenuse in this problem, but it's not a number we need to find the area. So I like to start by getting rid of it if it'll let me, but it doesn't want to today. So I'm going to put a little X over here just to remind us. Oh my goodness, it does not want me to do that. Interesting. It won't let me write at all. Huh, that'll be fun. Okay, so what about over here? There we go. The 10 is not relevant. But the other numbers we do need. We need that 8 and the 6 because to find area, what we do is we multiply base times height divided by 2. So here, because the 6 is on the bottom, I'm going to call it the base, and the height is 8, and then we divide by 2. Don't forget to divide by 2. It's such a common error, but it's so avoidable as long as you're careful. Well, I know 6 times 8 is 48, and 48 divided by 2 should be 24. As I was looking through problems that you guys have gotten incorrect, the most common incorrect response is double the correct one, which means people are forgetting to divide by 2 sometimes. Let's look at another. So here we have a non-right triangle. The right angle is not part of one of the sides. But that's okay. We can still use the sides that are perpendicular as the base and the height. I think problems like this can be extra confusing because the height isn't even part of the triangle. It's just a measurement of how tall it is, which kind of makes sense. Usually when we measure the height of things, we're not measuring a straight line that's part of them. Like think about measuring your own height. You're really just measuring the distance from the floor to the top of your head. And that's what we're kind of doing with this triangle. We're measuring the distance from the base to the highest point. But we'll use the same formula. A equals base times height divided by 2. Our base here is the 2. Even though it's on top, sometimes the base is just in a different place. If you laid down on the floor, you'd still have the same height, even though you were facing a different direction. And our height here is 5. Be really careful. We still have to look for the right angle like we have here. The right angle indicates that the height and the base are perfectly straight. You wouldn't measure your own height crooked. So you want to make sure you measure your height straight. And then, just like in the other one, because we're finding the area of a triangle, I always think about a triangle being half of a rectangle. So we're going to divide by 2. So here, 2 times 5 is 10, divided by 2 is 5. Let me know if you have any questions about these. I'm happy to help. Enjoy your weekend.